T.
Hello, Robin.
Hello. Yes, I am Robin. I usually get pronouns, and so does usually Darcy Harkness, our Verbena member. Turned her cat into the apex predator by being able to go predator mode. Stealth cat, indeed.
Still can't be engaged.
Yeah. Duchess, Darcy, Duchess. She's staying away from wards and stuff. She had a bad taste in her mouth from, the last ward that, that.
Fair. Fair. All right. So, folks, we've got a lot of stuff to do, but the first thing that I need to do is thank our sponsor, Bookworm Games. Bookworm Games has been an amazing sponsor these past, 2 years now. They sell amazing dice, including these World of Darkness inspired actual gemstone ones. So you should go check them out. They are an absolutely fantastic sponsor, and they have a brand new system that they have just invented called the Quill system that they have finished the backer kit for. It is going to be releasing very soon, and when it does so, it's going to have some additional written material by me in it. So you should definitely check it out. It's going to be a real great time for you to play a comfy, cozy game that is centered around like animal adventures. You can't really beat that. Like it's great. So check them out and go to their website and use code Dorktales to save 15%. Pretty good. 15% off with code Dorktales at bookwormgames.com. They're wonderful. They love the World of Darkness. You should check them out. That's my spiel for them. So before we begin, one quick thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the setting real quick. Go. Perfect. So now this should work. Uh, work now. Yay! Okay. Just good about that. Also, hello, Onyx Path. Good to see you here. Sorry, I was doing my spiel. So today is our.
And I was gonna say it was Ghosts Assemble. Ghost plays TET, not Honest Stuff. Is that what it was?
Was it?
No, it was not.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Ghost Baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I was interrupting. I'm like, actually, I think that's what else.
Oh, sorry. I saw Onyx Path show up. I thought, oh, my bad. You are absolutely awesome, Ghost Plays BT. What were you playing? But yeah, and those of you who are watching the episodes from season two right now, yeah, season two is a bit of a whammy, but I'm excited to have you here, folks. This weekend is Expo Light Tabletop Appreciation Weekend. We're not like actively doing a push this year over the tabletop weekend because life has been absolutely nuts. We're going to be back doing the November one as usual. But that said, if you want to support Extra Life, our page is live right now, and you can help us get like a free dice tower. You raise each of us to $100 this month. So consider it. All the money goes to the Children's Miracle Network. For all of us, it's the BC Children's Hospital in British Columbia, and all of the proceeds are tax deductible if you live in North America, so Canada or the US. So consider it. It's a great charity, and we would be participating this weekend were I not just completely exhausted. So thank you so much for everybody who has donated in the past and who will continue to donate in the future. You guys are all amazing. With that, does anybody else have any more announcements before we begin? I have one small announcement, but besides that, and that is in 15 days, we are having session zero of our brand new Mage the Ascension campaign. We are running another. Oh, I'm running the Technocracy campaign set in Vancouver, BC, and following a group of. I remember in Revised they were called Mystic Republicans because they were hereditary mages, and in this case that is definitely something because they're definite uh, mystic BC liberals. Um, which is the party up here, or at least it was. And that is coming live to our Patreon. You can join session zero on the 28th. It is a Monday. It's going to run once a month on Mondays. So
were 200. You and Cal were 200.
Oh, that's right. Oh, no, we're 250 for the
I
Exalted
don't think
DM.
so.
I heard
Is it?
that.
Oh,
All right, so folks, without further ado, it's time for us to head back into basic session of the Dark Age here on North News. We find ourselves back inside the lounge car, the observation car, looking out over the fantastic views of the desert. Mirages twinkle in the distance along the horizon. The sun is beating down, the air is sweltering, even as a few fans lazily rotate in the corners. Top of the line, brand new electric power fans. The breeze that covers each of you is gentle, but far too occasional to bring real comfort. As you sit there, having very recently had your fortune read, Darcy, you are going to have Bran drop off that left. Oh, Bran drop off that Pinkerton badge. Say, the other fellow in the room had something in the briefcase that smelled like death. The other guy smelled like death. These two guys. I still sound worthy. Worthy.
it's not enough. It's not enough to make you like illegible or. I mean, in here, you're not. That was good. Also, that was very loud.
Barely, but yeah.
Well, it's barely audible to me. You have your sound down on yours?
I have it to the usual like 68, 69, yeah.
Oh, so it is for me.
Yeah, mine was at 63 and it was very loud. So it was
Yeah, yeah.
That's wild. Huh. Weird. Just gonna check my volume mixer real quick to make sure that everything's good.
because it was not very loud for me, but I was about the same place. I think I have my set at 68.
Yeah, it was
What?
I even barely hear the music.
I can barely hear it now, but when Kelly first did it, it was like.
Yeah, now I hear it. I actually couldn't tell if it was on or not at first.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
That's pretty cool.
All right. So let's get back to it. Yay, size. Brad drops off the badge. You take a moment to look at it, registering that it's a badge for the Pinkerton Detective Agency. They wrote that from it. The other fellow in the room. Stuff like death. I got it there. Thanks for sending me in there. I want my payment.
I don't think we discussed payment. But, yeah, why don't you, You're supposed to be helping me. I gave you like sentence and ability to talk. You're supposed to be helping me.
I gave myself sentence.
Yeah, well, I gave you the ability to communicate with me.
Oh, and look how much fun that's been. You're right. I should thank you profusely, Darcy Harkness. Thank you for giving me the ability to talk to a bunch of people who don't actually listen to me.
I'm listening right now. There's a weird that sounds like that.
I want fish.
I will get you fish from the food cart.
That's all right. Certainly.
we have a list of options because I don't know if I don't know what tastes will be offered by the cards.
Millionaires, if it's there. It's my favorite brand. You should know that by now.
Don't do that. Like you thought I was not going to be.
Last time you bought me Hoskins. Folks on Bob Hoskin and anybody else at the Hoskin Cannery.
Listen. Only can do what I enable. I'm not. I can't just conjure millionaires from thin air. Yet.
Maybe you should get much happier last with a nice millionaire on your arm.
Do you remember the last lord that I dealt with? I ended up naked chained to a satanic ritual.
I don't think it specifically was safe, but Bell's got to make their money somehow.
There was a pentagram. So be it might not be safe.
You
But it
should
was
know better than
definitely
most of
demonic.
What kind of witch are you? You think that a pentagram is automatically demonic? You should know it's for sealing circles and for binding.
Yes, Darcy Ward Robbins. Robbins brain dead right now.
Robin went to Christian horse camp and difference.
Yes, exactly.
Necroprancer.
From the window, Joe, distracted by the approaching storm outside, just kind of chimes in with, "There are better ways to do summoning circles and sealing circles." I do think we should have a discussion about that. I feel like definitely just what is the word that everyone uses? Theorize?
Evelyn, sitting nearby. What are you?
I feel like Evelyn's just kind of observing and trying to like figure out what had happened to her. She only just came out of quiet.
Fair.
Does that storm look bad? Darcy will look out the window.
Can I please get? There are a couple of ways you can do this. I could get a perception or intelligence and survival roll off of anybody. I could get anybody who wants to analyze it with forces one. Could.
I was just gonna ask if I could throw out forces one. Look at this storm.
Now, Chastity's not in the room. She wandered off to go find wine when she found her door Pinkertons, is what I remember from the end of last game. But if you think I could still potentially do it if I went outside.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're very focused on one.
Yeah, okay. In that case, we'll not be looking outside too much.
Christine's dying over what's that mean?
What is he licking?
I think Christine's hands. And I'm trying really hard to keep him from clawing the lace on my shirt. He's got his paws crossed my hands and he's just looking at me like, yeah, just me will throw up a she'll actually do forces forces one prime one just to make sure there's nothing like, super ominous about that storm. She doesn't know much about desert storms versus sea storms, so
Fair. Well, they're both weather, so that sounds pretty good. Can I get from everybody who's using forces one, give me an heritage check at difficulty of base difficulty of 4. But if you have your unique foci, drop that to a 3. As for Evelyn, if you're looking, just give me. Do you have survival? Okay. So you could make me an instant survival or perception of survival roll at difficulty 8 if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, right. Meaningful. Detail oriented will not apply.
Okay, what about deductive?
Yeah, but I'll give you a sarcastic answer for it. Deductive. Is that storm bad? You deduced that it probably fucking is.
Well, I think she grew up in like the parts of Canada that would have
borders of the US where these sorts of storms.
Oh, yeah, you're from the prairies, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say prairie storm.
Prairie into like Ontario.
Tornado. Yeah, so tornado. Tornado
Yeah.
watch, pretty sure.
I think she knows what that sort of stuff looks like.
All right, so I've got 4 successes, 2 successes, and I have 1 success. So looking at that with 1 success, Evelyn, you're going to deduce that you're probably going to sleep really well tonight. This train is sturdy. The storm is not going to hurt this train. You have more faith in science than that. And the rainstorm is going to do some, well, I guess you can watch out some of the tracks and kill you that way, but you probably accounted for that. That said, though, going through a train in a storm is terribly romantic and probably going to be very relaxing. So that's kind of how you're thinking about it as a prairie girl who probably hasn't had well, I guess there are lots of storms in England. But, a nice proper storm, not one of these old world storms. I guess you're in the oldest world storm. As for Josephine and Darcy, looking forward with forces, you're going to see roiling masses of electrostatic forces, of wind currents. This storm is not going to be like an inland hurricane. It's not going to be like a tornado or something like that. But it is going to be surprisingly rough for this region. This is going to be one of those once a year or fewer kind of storms.
Do I pull anything with Prime as well?
With Prime as well, you are going to, actually, what I want you to do is, now that you have the Prime side up, can you please give me a perception and give me alertness for this.
So I have 3 dogs in survival. Would I know specifically if there's anything, if this is gonna be a rough storm on a train, would I know anything potentially, like, to make sure to do, like, potentially prepare for a rough storm?
Honestly, there's not much you can do if you're on the train. You hope that the conductor will slow down a bit. But I would say brace yourself, put your fragile things, like, get a good location. General.
Is there any sort of windrow coverings on the train? Like any sort of shutters? Was like hurricane?
What's your perception score?
A 3.
3. You did notice that there were some very thin blackout curtains at the very least in each of your rooms.
Okay.
So at the very least, you'll be able to have something that would block any any broken glass, or would potentially block any. If the glass was broken, it would probably keep out a lot of sand that was blown in. You could probably stitch them together.
Or talk to the lovely Matter Mage to ask to make it a little bit sturdy.
Josephine, as you were looking around, how many successes did you get against? We'll see if it'll be 6.
3.
Wow, I wasn't subtle about this at all, apparently. Okay. Well, you beat me, and I had a lot more dice to roll than. Looking around, you are going to see that the storm is pressing its way toward this train. But the train itself has a film of wind, a little hum of energy. Your prime side and your forces side are going to pick this up, an aura, or that emanates around the train's exterior. It's not enough that, for example, you couldn't just like jump out the window if it was broken. You totally could. But whatever is wrapping around this is aiding in propulsion and putting any type of weather or inclement conditions of the surrounding area directly into its momentum, almost kind of like modern regenerative braking. That it uses that type of friction for power, except this is built into the train's like whole body, whatever you would call it. You can resiliency reinforcing magic. It's similar to the type that you were taught by House Darcis to use on ships.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna throw up one more effect, just to check on a thing. I would like to use forces and possibly correspondence, possibly entropy, to see if I can tell which way the storm is going.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead.
What's the difficulty on that?
You know what? Actually, I would say you don't even need to cast that. With 2 successes on that foresight before, you would get a good sense of the kinetic motion and the currents. It is going to pass over the area here as it pushes toward the sea.
Okay, cool.
So you can say that it's probably going to hit around 8 p.m. Right now it's probably about 4 p.m. So you're going to have, if you have an early dinner, you should be fine, unless you did, train sleep. But yeah, at Darcy, you could probably gather that information that it's headed this direction and will be here in about 4 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I got 4 successes, so maybe the 4th success be able to kind of gain that, the force and the speed and so on. Is that?
Yeah, you think that it's going to pass over pretty quickly. You've got like maybe a half hour to an hour of roughness before it passes over and pushes into the ocean.
I think Joe will point out that it's heading towards the ocean, but it does look like it. Okay, at some point after dinner, maybe we eat fast. Yeah, we should probably go for the earlier seating. Does this train have different seatings for like times, or is it just?
So there are 2 dining cars. The forward dining car does have seatings and reservations that can be made. You just put your name down and they'll get you in. And then the second one, the rear one, is for second class passengers and first class passengers, and you can just show up when there's a seat and order like a restaurant.
Maybe we can see about speaking and reserving an early dinner in the upper car. Is that how it works here? I think it was explained the first car can be reserved, like the one that is in our class and above, but the farther back car I think is just walking. So many rules I don't understand. Sure, whatever works for everyone else. Also, Evelyn, is there anyone else in this car with us?
Yes,
we're back.
You're back in the observation car. The seance man is kind of lounging in the chair, looking out the window, like half asleep. As well, you'll see that there are a few people that you don't recognize moving in and out, just kind of observing, staying in decent ways away from you. However, as you are looking around, you are going to notice that there is someone sitting kind of back, so your chairs are kind of back to back, with a large piled hairstyle, almost like a beehive, and little wisps of it pointing out where they've broken free of their pins. And this one woman, you assume a woman at least, is sitting nearby and seems to have her head kind of quirked toward you. What do
Darcy probably wouldn't, she would have had that mental talk with Bran as a mental talk, not out
I
loud.
don't believe you paid for telepathy. Because all of your talks have always been verbal.
Okay, then Darcy would have had a conversation with other people. I thought we were back in the room having this discussion, not in the observation part.
Nope. I said observation was started. But
It might have been the word.
Maybe.
So I might have missed that, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Bran was invisible, so I mean, and was having this conversation pretty quietly with you, so it's
Okay.
fine. As you look over, you are going to see this woman with her hair and a small pair of hands is going to just clutch the edge of the chair. And can I get just a perception and alertness roll off of everybody? Or perception and empathy.
Do instincts apply?
Yeah.
So many fives on that roll. Oh, so many ones. Three successes. So many ones cancel that out.
Sorry, what was the difficulty?
Difficulty of 6.
One success.
One success.
I got two.
Two. Okay. So, as you are sitting there, so that was
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, trying to do 2 things at once.
I rolled 5 dice. I got 3 5s, and then 2 successes. Well,
We love that. We love that for you.
right? So I had 9 dice and I rolled 2 ones on there. I was so mad.
That's excellent. What the hell is the song I was planning for? You just used eating nasty. Not a crunchy bone, that's good. Sure, this one. Okay, so with those successes, you're going to see that a hand is going to grab the side of the chair and figure in the seat.
Its durable polyurethane blend makes it tougher. Its swiveling coupling makes it easier. And the flexible kink-reducing design makes it better. The Orbit Polyfusion hose. Tougher, easier, better.
Probably about mid-30s, maybe 40. And she leans over the chair and kind of looks at you with a mania in her eyes that's barely contained. Are you talking about storms?
guess.
You have nothing to worry about. The storms will pass us over. We will be fine.
I wasn't worried. I've been through worse.
Yeah. So is the Empress Express. At least during trial runs. It should be fine. This train was built to last. Very sturdy. German engineering. English money. Well, sorry for interrupting you. Can I get Evelyn to make me an int and wits roll? This is the only roll of this kind. I need to know, first of all, do you have any arcane? The background.
Yes, 2.
2, perfect. That makes my life more difficult. Okay, you're going at difficulty 8. Oh,
3 successes.
you're going to recognize this woman. You met her with James at a conference. This woman she's an engineer, an electrodyne engineer. An etheric engineer, I should say. And she looks down at you, and you can see that she's having a little bit of trouble picking it up. Her forehead wrinkles a bit. And, in fact, that probably is the reason that none of you noticed that she was sitting there until she turned around and her chair squeaked. Something about her. She leans over, and you are going to remember with, you said 2 successes?
3.
3 successes. Okay, that's enough to actually remember her name, which is in my notes. I need to make my notes a little more frequent. 1 second. You are in which card? Okay. You're going to recognize that this is Wilhelmina von Barrow. A rather eccentric scientist and someone who was hyper-focused on combustion engines. You had several very, very pointless conversations with her. She's the type of person that doesn't talk about anything but what she's interested in, and definitely is not a woman for this age. Because she will talk over every man around her. Have you met before?
So,
She glances down at your hand. Are you still wearing your wedding ring?
No.
You look familiar. But then again, I'm face blind, so it's hard for me to tell these things. If we do know each other, you would say something, yes? I haven't interrupted any type of gag time.
just doing some trip.
Yes, she's lovely, isn't she?
And Evelyn does very deliberately not answer that first part of the question.
Don't worry. A little bit of wind won't set her off the race. get up and begin hustling away. Nearly tripping over her long petticoat. As she rushes out of one of the southern doors, we are going to follow her down into the dining car, or at least into the bar car, where Chastity, you have made it to the bar car and are in the process of ordering a bottle of wine from the sommelier on duty.
I think she's actually gonna try and get 2 bottles.
But of course, be very happy to have you. We have a number of reds and whites right now. One that you'll taste.
Red, please.
Of course. Just one moment. Why are you growling, doggy? There's nothing out there except for maybe a raccoon. Okay. You just keep doing this. Ruff. Ruff. We're gonna have to get like a second curtain just to put in front of his face. That was nothing.
Try and
So,
pick up on camera.
it's not?
No.
Perfect.
You definitely sound like you're talking to yourself.
When you first started, I thought you were talking to Clementine.
That definitely we heard though. And he's like, fine, you can't hear me?
Hear this. Yeah, I definitely thought he was talking to Clementine, and I was like, a raccoon in the desert?
He is our desert rose, this raccoon.
Wow.
One moment, please. Teddy,
Or.
go lay down. Go. Thank you for protecting the house in broad daylight. Calm your tits, butthead. Alright. So we have a number of things present right now. What type of wine do you like? You said red? The sommelier is handsome, young, French, and is definitely trying to sweet talk you a bit. Is this your first time on a train like this?
Like this? Yes.
What type of trains have you? No. What type of wines do you like?
Pretty much anyone. But for the moment, red will do.
Well, yes, of course, red, but there are many types of red. There's, I have a claret, I have a syrah, I have a Roxetel Noir. It is pretty young, only 7 years old, but it's from Georgia. I noticed from your accent you are probably American, but when I say Georgia, I mean near Russia.
And surprise me.
Surprise you. If you exist. Let's see, for a beautiful girl like you, then I would have to say that the Noir that I mentioned, it has notes of resin and cherry pit, and is nearly as smooth as your flawless skin. Besides that, I would say that you strike me as someone with a deep passion. Perhaps something full-bodied. There is a vin de... it's only a few years old, but the vin de Palatinat. It is a German red, ruby and luscious like a beautiful woman's lips.
Sure. That sounds agreeable.
Which room are you staying in? I can put them on your tab, or you can pay cash.
She's gonna pull out some of the cash that we got from selling stuff, and we'll just hand it over.
So, Yes, and if you need, my name is Pierre. If you have any other wine needs, please come here. I'll be happy to be your sommelier for the majority of this trip.
Well, it's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Pierre.
Of course.
Perhaps we'll see more of each other.
You hope so, madame.
Have a good one. And she's gonna pick up those bottles, like the 2 bottles, and just gonna wander back to the room.
I'd love to watch her walk away. Hold on. The dog's still growling. Kenny, stop growling at people. They're allowed to people.
Also, me in the chat looking up rules for familiars about telepathy, and nothing in the M20 book says you make a character sheet for your familiar and it gets dots.
Okay, now.
Yep. So Bran is gonna have a bunch of new stuff that you'll be able to tell us about.
Yeah, Brad was just like, you weren't, good
You
enough
don't ask.
for me to tell you
That's
that
what
you
I
don't
do. Fuck Bran.
All right, you're
Fuck
gone.
Wong.
Now,
Does Mr. Gone have a familiar page?
yeah,
Great.
100%.
I'm looking at it. But we'll see.
Go. Jenny. Charlie was so much quieter.
At least the growling is better than the shrieking barking. The
Yeah, so there
shrill.
were some.
100%.
Also, Charlie was 11. Teddy is not even 1.
Also, Charlie got kicked downstairs when we were streaming.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh. Don't give me that. He's crippling at me. He's like, oh. Come here. Come.
Not hanging off you. What? You don't want me here.
No, he's just staring at me passive aggressively. He's like, I want to go growl at the people. I saw people. They were down by the water. They heard. And one of them, like touched one of our trees.
Eddie, your accent has changed.
Mais oui, I have changed. I have evolved into my adolescent form. I speak like this.
Teddy followed us to France, but we left.
You left me in France. I brought home an accent. All right. It is on shop display mode. The watches I go through many different options. Where is he parking in your room now? Or the front?
He's at the top of the stairs now. Looking out the front windows.
I do 100% prefer this bark to the shrieky.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
So he has the shriek bar. Okay, so he's looking out over the water and look. So pro tip: here's what Teddy did today. Sorry to break character for a minute, but this is important. I took him to the dog park.
I need to do it real
You
fast.
heard this story already. I took him to the dog park. You know what he did? He peed on 2 people like they were trees. He walked over to a lady and leg lifted on her leg, and then attacked her dog. And then as we were trying to grab him because he tried to dominate that dog, he ran over and there was some Gen X dude, some 50, 60-year-old Gen X dude in shorts. He peed on his leg. Bare leg pee. So now we can never go back there.
It's true. Never ever.
Never ever. I kicked you out.
Oh no! Oh, that's awful.
It's like, I'm like, what the fuck? How dare you pee on people? Oh my god, he's just been, I'm glad he's getting neutered next week. Hopefully that'll slow some of this down. Did you knock my camera down? I'm gonna throw you out the window.
To be fair, the type of dog he went for today is the type of dog that he really doesn't like that much because they tend to be very squealy about running away from him when they're trying to get chasing, and it's like that thin whippet type dog, and it acts squirrely.
So
The other one like that we've seen there, he's not liked either. A bit growly too.
I like whippets.
So I have a feeling it's that type of dog and that attitude.
Okay, so hopefully he'll chill out now that we've taken his distractions away.
Close the blinds.
Alright,
I can no longer see out across the porch.
alright. So, we're gonna cut back here. Chastity, you make your way back toward the observation car, pushing your way through, and as you are doing so, that the bar car, which is the lounge car there, you are going to push past a woman who looks particularly disheveled as she makes her way back toward the bar car as well, constantly like looking out the window with a wild look in her eyes. To describe her, I would say she looks like, for quick reference for you, Michelle Gomez. Like
Got it.
Michelle Gomez, but German. Okay? And as she looks around, she will not even notice you as she bumps past you, practically toppling you to the floor as she goes by in a rush. In fact, as she does so, can you please make me a dexterity and athletics roll?
While she does, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Because I think you'll have the better answer to this. How many days has it been since Josephine got her tattoo?
Like 2.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. That's good. I have lethal that heals at a normal healing rate, and I couldn't remember how many days it had been, so I haven't even healed the one yet, which is fine.
Yeah, I think you heal 1 point tomorrow.
But yeah, I'll heal 1 point tomorrow, and then I'll heal the second point the day after, because it'll be 1 day.
All right. What'd you get on
Okay,
your roll?
so I have no athletics.
Okay.
I have 2 dexterity. So I rolled 2 dice and I got 10s on each of them, which I'm so sad don't do anything fancy. But you know,
Well, they mean you don't drop the bottles of wine. No, so you're gonna hang on
she's
to those.
excellent at holding on to bottles of alcohol. That is
That's true. You should have a
talent.
specialty in that. I should have given you dex advice.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe in the future. As she bumbles past you or steamrolls past you, she's going to kind of push you against the wall with an elbow, completely heedless to who you are, the fact that you're even there. And you're going to not drop the bottles of wine. But as you are pushing against the wall, this woman steamrolls down toward the back of the train. You're going to see, or at least hear, that there is, in the room, very close to yours actually, just a little bit higher up in the, so the room at the very back of the car, I should say. So you were just entering the Albert car that you guys have your rooms in, and as you were doing so, you got bumped, kind of throwing you against the room that is number 6. You guys are number 3 and 4. And as you bump against the wall, you are going to hear the sound of a light voice coughing, rather wet inside. It sounds very miserable.
Take note of that and scurry past because I don't want to get infected by whatever that is.
As you push past, you are also going to be able to hear the sound of a little bit of whimpering coming from your room.
Okay, time to go let the dog out. Let Clementine out.
All right, Clementine is going to burst out into the hallway and start doing loops around you.
Okay. I will go make sure we're gonna shift the bottles of wine. They're both tucked under one arm, like both like secured, so we can like reach out with the other hand and kind of give switches and distract the dog.
All right, the dog is going to jump up and try to grab one of the wine bottles with its giant friggin' face. face.
Nope. Hand, just like on face.
Can you make me a persuasion, or pardon me, not persuasion, a charisma and animal can roll?
I sure don't have animal can at all. Not on my sheet at all. I think I might have written something in over it. But I do have, what was it, charisma or persuasion? Or no,
You got
charisma?
charisma.
Yes, I do. I have a lot of charisma. I have four dots in it.
It's 4 dorks and charisma.
4 dots in charisma. Woohoo! Yeah, 4 dots in charisma. Don't think bold applies here.
It will not. You're not boldly putting your hand in your own dog's face. That's pretty standard issue, really.
No. Yeah.
That's all people really do to dogs.
Yeah, I don't have animal can. I have intimidation. I have.
Yeah, so it would have to be a
Did
rated.
they take it
It's
out
not
again?
Yeah, it's not in there.
Do you have survival?
No.
Okay, then just give it to me at a +1. So give me a difficulty 7. No, give it to difficulty 6 because he's a pretty chill
And
dog.
that kind of screwed with his brain a bit, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
unless I can do the intimidation to just get him to chill. Like, that
I mean, if that's the route you want to take, then go ahead.
Yeah, not so much. I just want to get him to get down, like, yeah. Okay, so then just straight charisma.
Straight charisma.
You said with the difficulty 7? Okay, one second.
Difficulty 6. He's a marshmallow.
That's true. I have screwed with his brain a bunch too.
Yeah.
That is 3 successes.
You have properly cowed the dog, and not just because it looks like it was shapeshifted into some type of bovine monstrosity, but you are going to be able to calm it down, and it is going to pout and hop up on the couch.
Should have grabbed some food.
Were you in the gold suite or the black suite?
I was in the gold room with Darcy.
Perfect. All right. So inside of there, you can see that your things have not been touched at all, aside from what Clementine has knocked over. There is Clementine is lying on the couch, but you can see that the bed has a big crease in the center where something circular was just a minute ago. It's also black inside of here. And what color was Clementine?
Sometimes, like,
Not black. Well,
Not
then there's
black.
trails. There's trails of
when
black.
I said we're in the gold room.
Oh, you're in the gold room. That's right.
Yeah.
Then there's still some trails, but
I think she's like a. We switched her over from a papillon, which was like. But I don't remember what color she was. Or
it's
she
kind of
was.
like I picture like a
It's
very goldy kind of tawny appeal, blonde,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
and now it is
So kind of a gold color.
Yeah.
Monstrosity.
yeah, basically. We gotta have this dog drawn someday. It's hard to
I honestly, every time we describe him, my brain thinks Cleo Longlegs. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's clear long legs in my head. Also for Anna, I definitely get brown art too.
Yeah, for ours. Okay. So, he'll calm down a bit, and yeah. Did you shut the door as you came in?
I think she would have, once he got like all out of her way and she put the bottles down, would have pulled it closed.
So, anything else you're doing before you join your friends, or are your friends making your way back toward the suites? What's the plan for everybody?
I think for Chastity, she's just getting ready to, if we're dealing with potential threats on the train, just checking her stuff and perhaps petting the dog and reading a bit.
I mean, I think Darcy will probably try and get everyone together so we can have a conversation about the fact that there's
Pinkertons on the train.
Nice. Okay. So as you are tending to Clementine, I think that's probably a good time for the team to open the door, having looked for Chastity, and found her in the room tending to the dog while adjusting several bottles of wine. So you all assemble back inside of the room. What do you all discuss?
So Brian found this, pulls out a badge.
Right. So we should be on our guard.
Most likely. Also, Brian said that the guy's roommate smelled like death, and I don't think he was being sarcastic.
I wasn't. Something died in that room. Not sure what though. Is that
What's
thinking
going
of?
on? What are you talking about? What
Well, you're not paying attention. Wait, I went and stole something from the Irishman's room. And Darcy can explain it. That dog better not give me any trouble. I'll scratch his eyes out. The invisible cat jumps up on the desk and curls up.
The Pinkertons were the people that were chasing us in the carriage at the very beginning of this whole thing, right?
Maybe. That was never
I
confirmed.
don't think we ever know. Yeah. Or at least I don't recall knowing ever.
I have to go back to my other notebook to figure out who knows. I feel like I recognize the Pinkertons from this game, not just from like real life. So I'm trying to remember.
Miles of flavor, those crispy peaks, 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in a lake, man, that ranch is deep. New crispy tenders, bring the flavor, Wingstop.
Who are we gonna get? That right last one.
Sinner, ugly teeth.
Whoa, it's the Capital One Bank guy.
That's me.
So, what do you do outside the Capital One Cafe?
You mean?
No fees on checking accounts, no overdraft fees, help me sleep at night. What's in your wallet?
But if we're in the midst of discussing that, Evelyn will also let everybody know that she does know that other lady. But she doesn't want her to remember because she is one from the group that she left. And while she's notoriously like single-minded, she might say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, or she might also get pissed off. Who knows?
It's good to know.
And describe her so that it might tweak for Chastity, who ran into her though.
Do you think it would then? Sorry? After it was
Yeah, I think so. I think it's described. Yes.
yeah, I ran into her.
research may be focused on train engines. I'm considering no wrong. I'm guessing she may have been had a hand in creating this.
That might explain the aura I saw around it.
So, I guess if we're surrounded by people we don't want to be surrounded by right now.
So the words, yes. Be on our guard. And try not to draw too much attention to ourselves. Somehow.
Magic just should be very careful. Because for those that know, it's not hard to not notice. It's not hard to notice. So we have at least one well-known magic user, scientist, somebody who smells like death. And whatever the hell Sam and Henry are. Yeah.
Well, I've been stocking up. Chastity will hold up 2 bottles of wine.
Evelyn's going to go back through her things and try and figure out a better way to hide the thing than just saving her luggage.
So you go back into your room?
I think so.
I would figure our doors are open because I think you said at the beginning we have the adjoining doors.
No, there are no adjoining doors, but you're next door to each other.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she is. I'm not sure how, but we'll try and make it less noticeable, less obvious of a place to hide. She's gonna try and really think about it.
Great.
Does she tell us that she's gonna go do that?
I think so, yeah.
As
Then can I help by doing or like add a secondary effect or like do an additional one to make it not noticeable?
Yeah,
As a
not
mind.
necessarily meant to do an
Okay.
effect per se, because that stuff can be seen too, which then is like, hey, I'm right here.
Just trying to figure if there's something to do with mind and crime that would make it.
But she's gonna try and look around to try and figure out a way to make it less obvious or make it more hidden in plain sight type thing. So it's
As you
gonna
head back into the next room, sliding open the door, you are going to have the immediate smell. The smell of down is in the air. The smell of goose feathers and duck feathers is everywhere. And looking at the room, you can see that there is a small igloo in the corner under the table, made of interwoven feathers from a torn pillow. A little burrow of them.
Who goes there? I reject this rule.
A voice comes from outside, or from the inside of this little igloo. This is more of a TV than an igloo. Yeah, fair.
Who comes there?
I'm supposed to talk to unknown humans.
You cannot see me. I am in my shelter.
Shelter.
A little gaunt, diseased face sticks out of this little TV that looks up at you with its kind of milky eyes.
Mistress, I did not speak to anyone until you were here. I abide by the rules of the compact.
Did not know it was me, though.
I can sense you. I can always sense when you are near. Your scent is discriminate.
Did you know there was somebody else with me?
There is no one else with you.
Then why did you ask who goes there?
I was testing you.
Uh-huh.
He might have been. I got one success on his one dice to convince you.
Well, while she's trying to think about this other thing and figure it out, she's gonna start delivering a half thought about like lecture on not letting regular humans know about him. Because they will chase him with fire and buckets and brooms and destroy his body.
Yes, and I will give them plague.
Yes, but you would still be destroyed. You'd have no body.
You would build me another one, a greater one, a grander one. Perhaps out of those I kill. Then I would be truly my pet. I would have better thumbs.
He waggles his little rat thumbs.
Maybe.
Mistress
Maybe
would
this
burn
time I
for
would
me.
take the tongue out. You wouldn't taste anything. Kill them all with plague.
But I am narrow taster.
And you wouldn't be tasting any better. It would be very sad.
I do not understand. Is this a promotion or not? What good are thumbs if I cannot taste
2
them?
minutes longer than I thought it would.
Just gonna deliver a long rambling lecture. It's gonna go all sorts of places to do segues.
All right. So in the meanwhile, Chassis, what are you doing? Because for some reason, it appears that Narrow Taster can either see you or acknowledge you, or perhaps they just are too prideful to do so.
I figured they're in their own little world. But I think yeah, I am trying to think about a way to like yeah, there's a point of if I use an effect, someone will see it, but is there a way to hide a diversion or something?
Absolutely.
Like noticeably not, but not obvious.
Mine three. Mine three. You can put it on a subject so people just look away from you. They just don't notice you.
Yeah. So I want to make them not look for the device.
Sure, that makes sense. Where is it right now? Is it just Evelyn? Where's the cube?
Somewhere in front of her. She wouldn't have left it behind. So it's gotta be in there somewhere. But I don't know if we actually like touch base on that after
know, she's got some wine. She's gonna do a communion thing. She's gonna look around for some little glasses, and she's gonna try to see if there's any wafers or biscuits kicking around. Usually complimentary ones. Those are great.
There are complimentary biscuits.
Brilliant. We're gonna do a very bastardized communion.
All right, go ahead, and this is going to be a difficulty 6 error data.
Okay.
What do you have a specialty focus for this for mine?
Just double check that. Because one of them is more for celestial chorus and one's more for. I think if it's more alcohol, like more drug vice based, it's more cult of ecstasy. If it's her leaning more on the religion side, it tends to like religious rites. It tends to be more of her crime side. So this is kind of an awful bastardized mix, but there's not like a unique focus.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a difficulty 6.
So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, we're okay. I have a 6 and a 7, so the one only got rid of one of them, so it's a single success. That's not
A single
great.
success. That's not great. You can spend some more time doing this.
Yeah, she's gonna keep doing it, and she's probably gonna get slowly more and more drunk. It's gonna be less and less like an actual like it's gonna look more like she's just getting trashed.
All right, give me one more roll at a difficulty of 7, please. You're gonna want 3 successes
That's
total.
better. And you said that and tens explode with magic.
They do.
Sweet. Okay, that's 3 successes.
3 successes.
in this
Okay.
round.
So that is going to that's gonna last for that'll last for at least the next day.
Cool. Possibly we will get more wine and then a little bit later, but
He was right, so that's gonna take place here. Meanwhile, so as you're doing that, your electrotherapy, we switch back to the other room where Josephine was going to chat with us.
I got in Cairo is really itchy and healing, and I was wondering if you could just like, oh, process that. Maybe, but that's not even the worst of it. It's just annoying. Did Joe tell us about the tattoos? No, not at all. Wait, you got a tattoo there. Isn't that so cute? Oh, yeah. Alright, let's see it first. Josephine, because she has zero ingrained shame of the Victorian era, totally just takes off her shirt, and it's just, Kelly should describe it because he's the one who just the art form for it, so.
Oh, that's fair. Do you have an idea of what the actual art looks like specifically?
No, I have an idea of what the subject matter was, but that was it.
Perfect. I'm kind of picturing, actually, I'm kind of picturing this, but on somebody's back. Not the one I just said, but this one. That's a little more classic to the era.
Yeah. Basically. Maybe not quite as high up, but yeah.
And I think reaching around the arms. So there is a large cephalopod occupied right on Joe's back. It's wide, like several hands wide, with the tentacles reaching up around her shoulder caps and down along her biceps.
not quite sleeves, but definitely you would see them peeking out where t-shirts a thing in this era. And the tendrils are going to wrap around her ribs as well, and one of the tentacles, at the very least, is going to go under one of her breasts. Like it's quite a large tattoo.
And it's healing very nicely and probably doesn't need that much help. I'm basically 2 days, like I'm halfway through healing.
You're halfway
So, yeah, probably don't really need much help with that, but it is like in that angry tattoo stage of itchiness and yeah. Wow.
Is this the first time she's ever seen a fresh tattoo?
Oh yeah, 100%.
The skin looks raw and angry, and like it's trying to shed its top 2 layers. Like it's just trying to like slurp out. It's like her back is fighting and digging.
Yeah, would you just I'm going to go whip up some healing salve that will also maybe bring down that bright itching. Just go take a face down on the bed. Poultice. Not salve, poultice works.
Oh no, I was just saying, I was just putting out the chat because no one ever uses the word poultice, and it's the weirdest concept. Let's put a bunch of compost in the back.
So Darcy's gonna go whip up.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you give me an int and first wisdom?
That is not a skill that's written in on this one. Medicine. It's a Dark Ages one. Yeah. I did medicine for Darcy's like herbalism and mage. I went to use life magic to heal, and she uses like herbalism for it.
That sounds great.
Just we will make like small bits of chatter if you're still like close enough to do that, and basically like Darcy goes there with them shirt on, rubbing against it. So how long did that? I guess that time that that whole time. I mean, she's pretty fast about it, but it's just it has some enhancement abilities. I was going to ask, thinking about that. It almost ties in a bit of the sacrificial element that Verbena believed in. Hurting yourself, sacrificing pain and life force. Yeah, it's very subtle. Yeah, I know that she's the one who did the effect, and then basically it's a wonder of its own. It helps me multitask basically. It gives me some extra oomph. But did you have to did you get that for our lovely mover companion that we found, or does that design inherit, or did you get that first? Yeah, kind of a her memory of Octavius, her like multiple. Yeah, it's a combination. Yeah, that is fantastic. Darcy's going to like slowly start putting on like the poultice on her bag, and she's just like also kind of just touching it in wonder too, because she's never seen a tattoo like this. Yeah. So she's very intrigued about this, and I would like to cast life to try. Just
As you are doing so, rubbing some of it on yourself, of the
you're around like the size of a ribs.
one of the stray tentacles looks like it tries to wrap around your finger from within the skin.
That is very, very interesting.
Can you please give me you're just trying to heal this?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me a life effect. Give me an energy check at difficulty of healing another person. 3, 6, 7, 6 minutes. And you took some time to. What'd you get on your int and skill?
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted me to still do that with the.
Yeah, because that's magic enhancing abilities. So technically, if Chastity wants to, Chastity can go back and just break and make like a prayer roll to try to lower the difficulty of magic.
What's the difficulty of that?
Roll.
6, okay, so that's gonna be 2 successes for that. 1.
Difficulty 4 for magic. It only works on your next casting, but basically you get into the zone, call in your foci, and use them to make your magic easier. You can also do it the opposite way and make your foci easier or your related things. Such
Or
as
success.
or successes. So for example, Chastity could prep herself up by praying a bunch and then be immune to getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 4 successes. Josephine, you are going to feel a rough, raw feeling as your back shivers into its final healed form. It feels like glue setting. It feels like the skin of your back settling into the final stage, like something growing, like a fingernail bending the correct direction and then setting. And with that, let's see, that's perfect. Darcy, you are going to feel the magic in Joe's tattoo kind of react to your healing. And a little bit of ink is going to spread from the tip of the tentacle that you are touching into your fingertip and begin to blacken for just a second when you are going to hear a catastrophic loud sneeze from Fran over on the bookshelf. And suddenly the darkness on your fingers is going to just vanish.
Are you okay there, Brian?
I just ate whatever you called over.
Oh.
Still want those anchovies. He's going to pass out.
Yeah. I think you're all healed up now, Joe. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Thank you. You're welcome. Darcy's gonna like hold out Josephine's shirt, kind of looking away, but also like not because she's super intrigued. So Darcy's doing like a weird like I'm trying to be polite, like almost breathe, and then kind of he just takes her shirt and it's just like like Darcy's having an existential crisis about her curiosity flaw and being polite.
Okay, so you are going to be completely healed, Joe, and are fine.
Alright, it's much more comfortable. See how it works later. I gonna be like the wheels are turning in her brain.
Yeah, an old friend recommended that place. But, you know, if you're interested, we could always see about finding another place.
Definitely think that might be something I am interested in. Very interested to see if I can find some languages. Like to go practice.
Maybe they can teach you. You already said that it's kind of like your magic, right?
It's very similar, and that process and that idea is very similar. It's the more permanent aspect of it.
Should probably get to dinner.
Yeah, probably. I owe Brent so many fish. So many. I'm trying to get one guy keeping his wife and sardines. I'm gonna get them.
Well, I don't want another repeat of the boat and going to the storm and everything. And just falling into our lives. So,
Right, that was a fun time. So yeah, let's go bang on the other door and see if they would like. They're done with their house.
It's like, hey Christine, it's like the speaker you were trying to find earlier. It's right in plain sight, but you couldn't see it. So it's that type of thing where you're like, what? Okay, I know it's right there, but every time I look at it, I end up looking like 4 inches to the right.
Well, excellent.
Anything else you're doing in that room?
Cassidy, she's happy to head back to the other room.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing that was thinking. Find that. Otherwise, let's go over the rest of the stuff and see if there's anything that maybe you think we should keep on file or not sure.
I don't think so, unless you want to bring your gun.
No.
With that, you head over, start setting up to meet them in the hallway, and prepare to go grab your dinner seating. And I think that's a good time for us to take a quick break. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute for dinner.
lost a little. You look a little green. Planning already. I don't want Ivy to stay out here any longer than she has to. Toxic vines. Let's take care of this. I'm surprised you're so enthusiastic about this, Ivy. Normally, I don't enjoy fighting planets, but these are full of dark multiverse energy, basically invasive species. As toxic as chemicals in their own way. Ew, why do you stand with them when I come? Me British. When I come from the they destroy the world. I'm here from a parallel universe. I can sense it. You're from a parallel universe. Do what you've done. It's a guinea pig. Planet.
Cosmic Zap! Let me at him! For Atlantis.
I never miss. Great Hera.
Cosmic Zap! Let me at him!
I never miss.
Dog Poison Ivy has escaped. I'll try to track her. Wait, I'm no longer getting a reading of dark multiverse energy in this area. Big pain. I didn't use them to drain the toxins from the lab, but there's an unintended side effect. They drain this energy too. Yes. And act quickly before she spreads the spores too widely. I got you up to. Now that we know where we're dealing with the Dark Poison Ivy, I know what to do. The dark multiverse energy in her was partly obscured by her link to the dimension that connects all the green the dimension. Just nonsense, dude. Since I said like a tracker. Thanks, Batman. We're on her trail.
never miss.
Ah.
For Atlantis.
Great Hera.
Cosmic Zap.
I never miss.
Let me at him. For Atlantis.
Oh, who's power on Stargirl?
Great Hera. I never miss.
Cosmic Zap. Let me at him.
Oof. This does not bode well. Hey, look, Star Labs. Donk. I have a reading of Dark Multiple Synergy combined with the green. It must be her. Let's go. Is anyone leading these creatures? Yeah, it's a woman. Oh no, it's her. That strong resemblance. Where'd she go? We'll go after the woman you saw. Oh, one.
Let me at him. Cosmic Zap.
I never miss.
For Atlantis.
Great Hera.
It hanged up through that. I was expecting her to take it a little bit harder.
I never miss.
Ah, she's Green Arrow's behind her, so that would that's what I expected. Wonder Woman hook it. Pretty much hurt.
Cosmic
Both
Zap.
of them about to fall over. Cause so is Stargirl. Who's shitting on Stargirl? You weak to poison or some shit? Oh fuck, Mira fell down. Well, there went Stargirl.
Great Hera.
Ah shit, she can't stand all the way through this. Damn. It's...
Well, I'm gonna do this, and it'll be sloppy and angry. I feel rope.
Let me at him.
I never miss.
For Atlantis.
Great Hera.
Go to the master.
Let me at him.
I feel rope.
Still
I never
almost
miss.
dead. That's all there's the poison sport crap. Okay, but we got
For Atlantis.
all 5 down on the last round. And through. Okay. There we are.
Your creatures are defeated. Stand down.
Too late. From here, the wind will carry my spores to every corner of the world, turning humans into creatures like your Dr. Flint. They'll infect others while absorbing toxins from the earth,
We're still.
storing it. Ultimately, they'll die and become plant food, atoning for their crimes against the planet.
The polluters, sure. But what did the innocent people you infected do wrong?
Oh, boo-hoo. This is the not all humans speech. Spare me. They've poisoned your mind. Just as they've poisoned the planet.
So folks, I hope you're all doing well. I hope that everything is going well in the real world, man.
No.
You're excited.
The ones who hurt you poisoned your mind. People are as much a part of the ecosystem as bees or birds or squirrels. Killing them all isn't about the plants. It's about you. And your very human lust for revenge.
Besides that, not so much stuff in development. I had that last night. Epiphany is,
I can do this, dead or alive.
that's my epiphany. But like,
I will break you.
we recorded another episode of Hunter, and while we're doing next episode,
Call me Mother Nature.
I feel refined. I never miss.
Ford Latin.
Great Hera.
it doesn't seem like much. One of
Always tell you have too much.
Call me Mother Nature.
I feel refined.
None of us also.
And
Great Hera.
Call me Mother Nature. Ford Latin.
oh, what?
looking at schedule and just see what else.
TPK. Damn.
I'm excited to do so, but sometimes
Yeah,
I definitely
what's
feel
that?
like my own success. I know, like right now, I'm going through like a big internal
What did I
guilt
say?
because I told YouTube that I was gonna. I'm like, oh, I got tons of stuff edited, so you're gonna have stuff like pretty much every day. But it's been 2 days since I posted something, and I feel super guilty because yesterday I got really busy. I have the episode of Cold Iron that I want to post. Edited, like I say about 70% edited, ready to go. And I've got like 5 other episodes waiting to drop, but I don't want to drop like Strixhaven, like in a row, and then like Strixhaven, and pairs and others designed for quartets, or in some places slightly larger. There are electric lamps as well as dark red and gold curtains that hang around the windows. The day is getting on. It's about 6 p.m. at this point. And as you are settling down to dinner, your waiter arrives. You are seated very, very and a man named Alfred Timmons, as he introduces himself, comes to Good evening. My name is Alfred. I will be able to provide you with anything you would like tonight. First of all, would any of you like a beverage? Or perhaps some wine? Now, would you care for the wine to have some tea, or would you care to open a bottle for your enjoyment with dinner? Which tonight we are beginning with an amuse bouche of quail egg with truffle politics, followed by Montemare Royer, which is a clear veal broth with gold leaf garnish. Our entree tonight is, those of you who everyone here eats meat, I'm assuming, is a filet de boule saucisse, beef tenderloin, served with foie gras and black truffle, as well as fond d'oeil. Vegetables, we have fresh in season hot dogs and lyonnaise, as well as butter baby carrots. We do have a fish course as well if you would prefer fish over meat. Tonight it is trout lamantine, which is pan-seared trout served with an almond brown in butter. There will also be a salad course, a frisee with a warm bacon vinaigrette. And for dessert, you have a choice of a baked Alaska with cognac flam, or petit fours and chocolate truffles. Now, for these, what I would suggest is for digestive, we have an armagnac. We also have Turkish coffee with our tea. For the wines, what we recommend is the Chateau Margaux. It's 87. Very lovely, very lush, very full body, but will not overwhelm the meat. If you're having fish, however, we do have oysterina from Alsace. It is subtle, lovely, pairs very, very well, and has light hints of citrus. So, what could I do? For the, yes, I did say.
That seems good. Thank you.
And we'll take the fish options. We're still pretty close to the coast.
Yes.
So it should be very fresh.
And the oysterina with that? And for you, fish. Excellent. And with that?
I'll have the beef.
Excellent. And for the digestive, would you prefer the armagnac, or would you prefer Turkish coffee, Darjeeling tea? We also have Darjeeling. Fantastic. Good way to start your appetite.
I'll just take a whiskey. If you have it.
Of course. I don't mean to imply, but we do have an Irish whiskey on as well as nice Scotch.
You were giving him a look. I'll go for the Irish whiskey.
I assume so. Have no worries with that. We do not carry any English whiskies. Should such.
That was good. Coffee.
Of course.
I love that tea.
Tea, of course. Although, I would say, if you were looking to expand your horizons beyond impeccable Irish whiskeys that
I'm willing to try new experiences, so feel free to bring out the bourbon from Kentucky. Is that okay?
It is, yes. So it's a corn whiskey.
Oh, from corn. I'd be quite interested to taste that.
Absolutely. So we have two presently. We have a JTS Brown and we have a WL Weber. One is a wheated bourbon. It's a bit smoother and sweeter than the rye heavy blends. Very distinguished. And the other is Brown. It's a smaller company, but it is growing recognition among respectable parlors, gentlemen flounders, things like that. Although I do believe, now that I think about it, we do have a little bit of Old Crow, which is particularly favored by several American luminaries like Ulysses S. Grant or Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain.
I'll try the crow.
Crow it is. All right, so that was 1T2.
The streets are buzzing about the valley. You heard about the breakups.
You were straight order issue.
I don't want this to be my life anymore. Now see how it really went down.
This divorce has been very nasty.
Now the suburban saga continues.
Hey, we didn't catch him like that.
With nonstop bombshells and betrayals.
Tell me the tea, please. When Jason goes out, he takes his wedding ring off.
I'm the mother of your child.
Why can't we just go to one nice place and not cause a scene?
The Valley, Tuesday at 9 on Bravo.
Add one of 6 McDonald's collectibles to your inventory and your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with none of the flame sauce. Now available with a Minecraft movie meal.
Taxes was so crazy. Yellow Taxes is having an expert do it for you with no waiting and wondering. Just upload your docs and get your taxes done as soon as today. Tax experts do it for you from start to finish with TurboTax Live full service.
It was named after his founder, Patty Flaherty. Very floral. It's a whiskey that he kind of grew up near. It was the fancy whiskey where you grew up. But we'll bring that over, as well as your Darjeeling teas, very soft, subtle notes to that, quite lovely, and the Turkish coffee. Now, I have to ask, before everyone takes a drink, has anyone ever had a Turkish coffee?
I feel like he probably has, but she was trying to be a little adventurous that way in England.
Once again, you are brought back to your studying days as the smell of this coffee hits you as soon as it is poured in front of you, fresh out of this small, very intricate filigree, kind of like a French press, but different. The smell of the roast coffee is going to hit the table like a full rampage. Now, for those of you drinking tea, this is going to be a little bit of a strong smell. For those of you drinking whiskey, it's going to actually pair pretty well. And as he returns, he is going to say, and I'm very sorry, I was just informed that our selection of white has changed for the fish. The words was a misselection on behalf of the kitchen. Might I suggest instead something with a little more smoothness? Either we do have an oak chardonnay as well as a Pinot Grigio. I would suggest the Pinot Grigio. It's much softer and drier.
Doesn't
get
seem
a
right.
clear view of the inside of the ocean. You're less than a mile from it, and as you hurtle northward toward Jerusalem, the sun dips beyond the horizon, turning the water into fire.
Really?
It is a beautiful, peaceful scene, and a quiet sweeps over your table that is rudely interrupted a moment later by the sound of thumping at a nearby table. Now, this room is packed at this point. There are people at every possible table filling in. You are at a four-person table along the left-hand side of the train, facing forward. On the right hand are the two-person tables. And at that table, you are going to see a young woman sit down. She is dressed in a frock coat and very, very loose garments. A look at her would say that she is probably around 13, 14 years old. Her face still holds a great deal of baby fat. She looks like she might even have a little bit of growth spurt left in her. At least she would. Her eyes were not ringed with dark circles. Her cheeks, as chubby as they are, hang slightly sallow. Her skin is lacking the rosy hue of youth. She lowers herself into the table and see that her chubby fingers have a bit of a tremor as she sits. Her hair is curled, wispy, under a bonnet or some other type of, what's the term I'm thinking of in this day and age? It would be probably like a pill hat, something like that.
No, that's 50s.
Oh, that's right.
That's 1950s. That's Jackie O.
Oh, that's Jackie. That's not me.
No. This Victorian age would be on it still, I think.
Under a bonnet, yes. So, but anybody looking at her are going to see that like her hair is kind of thin. These fine baby blonde curls, and she is going to sit next to you at the next table across the aisle from you. A moment later, your server will come and check in on her as well. She will quietly, shakily order. A certain item was fed with me particularly well, the salad. Be good. As well as soup. We'll have what she's having. She nods and gestures at Thurston. Madame, I assure you that those are quite strong beverages. My joints are complaining a bit at the humidity. The barometric pressure is rising outside. I would prefer to be able to sleep through what is nice. So,
I think we
ma'am,
got
I
a
don't
good
think
solid chance here.
with all due respect, sir, were I to pay a man to think for me,
Oh,
it
you
would be much
nailed
more
it. Damn. Nice.
understood. Bring it on. Yes.
Since we have our food, yeah, you said it just came over for our food.
It is just coming out, yeah. It's just in front of you.
Okay.
Oop.
Do you think there is either like basil or saffron on the beef dish?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Darcy's gonna eat some basil and turn on my sight.
Basil gives you eyesight?
Basil is a herb that has been known to improve eyesight.
That's ridiculous and I love it. Okay, so give me a luck Barney speaks quietly with a bit of a wheeze. Very sorry. I didn't mean to address you like you weren't there. She says, I really, I'm not a fan of caffeine. And I do hope to sleep through the storm.
Oh, no offense taken.
I wasn't sure I
It's
saw
always
that you were
quite,
staring.
it's always quite easy when a woman likes to put her back in their place.
I find that a lot of men want to tell me how to take care of myself when there is no taking care of me. How rude of me. Sorry to interrupt you, Leah. Are you for traveling together as a group, no husbands or anything?
No, we're just out on a adventure to see the world.
It's absolutely lovely. If I might,
So,
I'm traveling to India to attend a ball. And to hope that the air agrees with me more than Europe's. My name is Clara. Pleasure to meet you, Clara von Richtenstein. I apologize in advance if I make any type of lexiconal errors. English isn't my first language, and I am still least studied to it. I hope that I did not transgress at all, and that my verbiage has not slipped and made me appear quite the dollar.
no, I think you're speaking English better than I speak it, and I'm really active. Mostly. Darcy.
Oh, you're Irish, she says with a twinkle.
That is true. I do speak a bit Irish, and she'll switch into Old Gaelic, but then just switch back. But yes, generally I speak English, unfortunately.
It's the language of the fairies, isn't it? Sorry, bad joke. Wonderful to meet you. Darcy, ma'am, your drinks. The waiter will place down a pair of glasses. Sir.
Oh, one quick question there.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have millionaire sardines?
By millionaire anchovies, yes.
That's what the, yes, anchovies. May I get 5 cartons of them?
5 cartons or 5 cans?
How much are in a carton?
Carton usually, if I'm not mistaken, in the kitchen is 10 cans.
Can I get 2 cartons? I get real peckish when I sleep in the night, and instead of coming to the bar cart.
Ma'am, I would not deign to have you explain to me your particular appetites. I will see what I can do for you.
Thank you very much.
He nods and departs.
He's like, alright.
Your what she likes. The big American man that is unfortunately sharing bunk with that spiritualist looks back at you. I'm sorry to say that we had a bit of a disagreement earlier, but I noticed right there that you've got a glass of Old Pro.
Oh, let me bet you're having a glass of Old Crow, aren't you?
I do appreciate Old Crow, yes. However, if I had to say that I'm a much bigger fan of Bond and Lilith. If any of you would be interested, I'd be happy to buy you a drink as an apology for my anger earlier. I shouldn't have let my companion rile me up so much, especially not around such delicate ladies.
Be it from me to turn down a free drink.
Tarzan. Yeah, you. I know that you have a bottle of Bond and Miller behind the counter there.
Evelyn's just going to sip her coffee.
Yes, of course. The waiter comes back with a bottle of Bond and Miller, pours a glass for each of you.
You know, it says a lot about your character that you would apologize for your temper. Many men don't see the point.
You know, I wasn't going to, but I figured that there's an interesting story here, and I like the way that you. Something about wanting all of the fish in the kitchen caught my attention. It's a lot of anchovies. What'd you do, smuggle a cat on board?
Liking anchovies?
10 cans of them? 10 tins? It's a lot of
We're gonna be
anchovies.
here a while.
You want to get in on it before all of the tins are taken?
You kids are smart. We have a finite amount of resources here on the train. Better stock up when you can, otherwise I'll be fighting for the fish. You don't want to see me when I won't get my craving of anchovy satisfied.
You know, I couldn't agree more. When there's limited opportunities, you have to seize what's there. Take, for example, the American Civil War. Wonderful time to invest in ammunitions. My family did quite well with it. We built railroad lines. We transported munitions. We did whatever we could to preserve the nation.
I'm not sure I caught your name. What's the family?
Well, that's a fun name. There we go.
And of course, Jess is going to be like, oh, of course, I'm Jasper Goodwin.
Jesse Goodwin. Nathaniel P. Calhoun. A pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Goodwin.
Pleasure's all mine. Well, if there's anything else that I can do for you ladies, please, let me know. I'll be around this entire time. I'm curious. Oh, a secret. I'm very curious how the Brits do things. Not the Brits and the Germans. This train's interesting. Might have some things that we could incorporate back home. Miss Chastity.
Mm-hmm. in New York,
New York.
indirectly.
New York's a very interesting city.
That it is.
Well, Chastity Goodwin of New York. I would love a chance to pick your brain about some things as a fellow American here.
Of course.
If you ever see me in the bar car or hanging around here, feel free. I'd love to
I
learn.
have a feeling I'll be frequenting the bar car rather frequently.
As will I. Well, when my beef is done, then hopefully our beef is included as well. Cheers.
Apologies, always appreciated and accepted.
And of course, cheers.
The bourbon's solid. Anybody who drinks Bond and Miller, it is, it's alright. Like, it's not as good. Like, Old Crow has a much stronger taste to it. It's much more comforting. Whereas, taking a drink of the Lillards, you are going to, it's a mellow spice. And as he is taking a walk away, yes, absolutely, take our private chat there. Chastity, if you want to make me a perception and empathy roll, you absolutely can.
And what's my difficulty?
Difficulty on this, let me see how much I get. 6. That was going to be a contested roll. Well, it would be.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes? Okay. He's a little drunk. That is not his first glass. He holds his alcohol well, and you couldn't smell it coming off of him at this distance, but you definitely, looking into his eyes, you can see a little bit of a glaze on top of him. His speech doesn't slur, but he's a little more merry. He definitely is the type of man who has more of a temper when he hasn't been drinking. But now that he's been able to settle in and have a couple of drinks and excuse himself away from his French roommate, he seems to be a more pleasant human. Besides that, you're going to gather 2 things from that brief empathy check, kind of looking at his interaction. The first is going to be, he seems like he's a bit out of his comfort zone. As much as the man has obvious amounts of money and is probably a world traveler, you can see that he probably feels much more comfortable on the home front. Now, the idea of talking to someone with the same accent as him probably is more appealing than you'd like to admit. The other is that his eyes do stray a couple of times along your neckline and shoulders. And he probably would not be adverse to other types of discussion. But also, Chastity's ability score is what?
Right now it's just 3.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I put her charisma at 4 and manipulation 4, so I feel like even if the appearance isn't just like knocking
She got
it
Maria's behind it.
apart. Yeah.
So you have 4 attractive women sitting at a table, and apparently you're his type. But he's not being overt about it, at least.
That's good.
Okay. And 1 moment. I am trying, for those out of character, I am trying to convince Chastity to become Chris Ross's technocrat from my Mage Lark's grandma, or great-grandma.
That would be amazing. Yes, you said Calhoun, I went for this.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second.
100%.
Yeah. Was that his name or
Suddenly,
his last name?
there's the double entendre I just did of chokes on syndicate.
Yeah.
Also, well, since we're kind of taking a bit of an intro pause
So he is in second class, yes. So I will put him in his room actually for you. Well, I'll tell you where he is. He is staying in the Princess Alice room. I'll just pop it in right here.
So I also know Chris Ross had started listening to Victoria and Nora, and so this is gonna be an interesting moment when they get scared.
It's true. So you'll eventually find he's in car. He's in bunk 3 of the sleeping car for doubles. I'll update this too. So there you go. So that's him, and he was placed with Armand Levesque, the French spiritualist. Calvin the Tycoon. All right. So as he departs, Clara will lean over and say, "I think he fancies you, Miss Chastity."
Who knew?
Perhaps. And are you here looking for a man?
Not in the slightest.
You're looking for a woman?
There are plenty of ways to get around it.
I would. There are greater forces at work. And the door is going to open. And a rather stocky woman is going to enter, dressed in much more humble and working class clothes. He's going to look around, see Clara take a sip of whiskey and start choking, and is going to say, "Baroness, what are you doing?" And is going to take a step forward, try to pull the glass out of her hand. I'm really trying to have a drink.
Do that. You're going to splash or drop something.
It is not good for your constitution. You must be careful. She starts speaking at her in Swiss. Starts just, you do not need to speak the language to know that this is probably her handmaid. The woman is like solidly built, kind of looks like she could have been like backup rugby player type of build. Very square, in her 30s, maybe 40. Definitely looks like she's gonna probably be a spinster for her entire life. And just is reading her the riot act in whatever dialect of German, Swiss, or Austrian. She's speaking. I don't believe any of you speak German or Germanic. Maybe Ellen does.
What?
I think Evelyn does actually. Now that I think about it.
Speak German and French.
Okay. Well, that's going to be enough to pick this up because I'll say that they're Austrian actually because that makes me happier. You are going to hear basically the German equivalent of, "What do you think you're all doing there? You can't," because that's kind of what, or actually Austrian, according to what I understand, Austrian to German sounds like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You can't do that." Like it's very lispy, it's very effeminate to the point that in German, Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice is dubbed by another actor because they don't want the T-800 walking around being like, "Give me your clothes." Is kind of the vibe. So it's a very effete type of accent. In this case, you are going to see her giving Clara the absolute riot act, but she should be back in her room, that she should be taking care of herself, that she needs to watch herself, that she shouldn't be having alcohols like this. She has tonics back in her room that should be able to help, that should be able to suppress some of her symptoms. There are cannabinoids, there is coca leaf, there is all sorts of tinctures that have been bought that she should be having instead of this alcohol, this is not going to be good. It's whiskey, it's firewater. It's going to burn your throat. It's going to pickle you from the inside out. And you can just see Clara getting redder and redder and redder until it looks like her exhausted cheeks are about to pop like overripe cherry tomatoes.
I have no idea what's going on in this conversation, but I feel it a little. Good conversation.
Excuse me. It is my place to make sure that my lady is taken care of. Perhaps, yes. She should not be having this. It's not good for her. Nothing with meat in it. A little bit of bacon won't kill me, Ava. Besides, animal proteins are good for fortitude. I read that recently. Thank you. The thick woman, the handmaiden Ava, badgers badgers a waiter for the beef and insists that he pair with the works. He destructively will provide. The rest of dinner is nice and pleasant. Ava does lean in to adjust some things, to take the salt shaker out of the Baroness's hand. But she doesn't intrude on your conversations. In truth, she doesn't speak good enough English to do so. And perhaps that's another reason that Clara uses particularly highfalutin English words. Big ones that sneak right past her head. Suppose that I should be heading back to my room. And if you are ever looking for someone to dine with, I'm more than happy to join you. It's wonderful to have other women.
Do you want to stay for after the drink? They have something called mental. Did you try the mental Alaska? I don't know what it is, but it sounds. I don't know how you make them. Is that what it is called? States.
It's more of a territory, really, but yes. No, only herbal tea. No caffeine. She says that, and meanwhile, the tinctures that she wishes to impart to me contain cocaine. So, I don't think she understands the invigorance that she flies.
Chastity with her 2 points in dice going, huh.
The thing is, Chastity, like Amy, you know, the stuff was available over the counter at this point, right?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Cocaine was in everything.
Yes. But I mean, she's sort of thinking like, versus, like, you're all, don't think that the tea's gonna do any harm.
Fair. I think I will stay. Ava, I will head back to my room in a bit. I would like to enjoy Lake Alaska with these ladies. going to say in German something that only Evelyn will get, which is the equivalent of, fine, if it has dairy in it, I will not be the one wiping your asshole, Baroness. At which point, Clara will gently respond, I would pay you to not. Thank you for your crude existence. But eventually, Ava will depart.
Does Clara look like she have any of her t-shirts on her, or is it all of them?
It's fine. You know what? Nothing on her, but as Ava is leaving, she will reach into her side bag and pull out about like an old Coke-sized bottle, you know, like one of the little 6 to 8 ounce ones, set it on the table, and it's this cylinder with an imprint on the side that is going to be a tonic medicine. Take this if you're going to have the tea. I will be waiting for you in your room to put you down. Of course. And what you are going to see is that this is Dr. Borelli's elixir of calling vigor.
Snake oil. No. Okay. Darcy's plan.
Yep.
In the mind of Darcy, and if the opportunity presents itself, Kelly, in the next bit, or if there's a way that I can make this opportunity happen, Darcy would like to actually slightly infuse this snake oil with some healing that is just a small effect that will slowly actually cure her, but she wants to find a way to sneak it away and do this and then bring it back. If at any point it presents itself, that is Darcy's plan.
Sure. I mean, she plans to leave it on the table, so you can easily do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't want to do it in front of anyone. I want to sneak away with it and not be on stage stolen. Like,
sounds good. That sounds good.
yeah, so that is in Darcy's mind right now, is to try and actually make up a full elixir for her that will slowly cure her. So that's fine, I'm sure.
Right. So, you are going to easily do so. What I want you to do is make me a dexterity and larceny? No, dexterity and
Subterfuge?
sure. That sounds fantastic to me.
Or stealth? Or stealth is actually
Stealth. Let's do stealth.
Cat. Fast reflexes apply.
Yes.
Okay. What is my difficulty?
It's going to be 6. The train is going to hit a bit of a bump and or a bit of a rock to the side, and that is when you're going to be able to have your chance.
Cool. That's one success.
All right. So, as the train veers on an angle around a particularly sharp curve, some of the glassware is going to slide, someone's fork is going to hit the floor, and you are going to be able to like lean over and like under the guise of like steadying her so that she doesn't slip. Just grab the bottle. All right, you have it. What's everybody else doing during this meal?
Evelyn's going to lean over to Clara and just in German let her know that potentially she should remind her husband that many Europeans do travel.
She wants what's best for me, but she oversteps her bounds. She's been my handmaid
stock, but she does care, perhaps too much. But very duly noted. Honestly, I'm happy to see so many non-Germans here. It does get a bit embarrassing. Trying to be presented as the belle of the ball, being trodden around by a pig. A well-meaning pig. A lovely, well-meaning pig. Still a pig. Oh, I never asked. Why is it that all of you are traveling to India unless you're getting off beforehand? Please tell me that you're not. I'd very much like it if you were coming with us all of the way to the end of life.
Instantly drawing a blank on where we're going. Bombay.
Bombay?
Yes. I was like, wait, what? Crap. A little too interesting. Now, does her name feel at all familiar? For being like, because it sounds like she's a baroness, so it must be a really high paced name.
Yeah, sure, you can make me a knowledge, you can make me an intelligence politics roll. Do you have any politics?
I do not.
Okay, then you can't make the roll, unfortunately. But do you have dream as a background?
I do, actually.
You could choose to summon it for the day to gain knowledge of politics.
Sure, let's do that. 1 point of politics, please.
So, for focusing on that, what I need you to do is make me what's the dream roll again? I think it's a meditation roll. I believe it's, okay, tell you what, roll me 4 dice, tell me what you get. Any eight or above?
That is 2 8s,
Of course it is.
a 2, and a 3.
Perfect. All right. So I'm pretty sure that's a decent roll for you. So you are going to be able to gain actually several points of politics. You said 2 successes? And 8?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to gain 2 points. What's your dream score?
1.
Okay. I think you will only need 1.
You gain how many points of dreaming?
Yeah, that was my thought. So is perception plus dream to gain insights into a question at hand?
Oh, so you gain.
What?
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, so it's perception and dream will succeed.
Well, it doesn't matter. She already succeeded, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll gain a point of politics. You can make me an intelligence politics roll.
Okay. And difficulty?
Difficulty of, we'll say 7.
Okay. That is 3 successes.
All right. Clara Elise von Liechtenstein is Austro-Hungarian. She speaks with a high Viennese accent. She is kind of pale, blonde. surviving child from this house. Her older brothers, of which there were three, all died in wars or from polio. And she, you think, is probably something like 12th in line for the Habsburg crown. But it's like, it would require a very specific, like, pinball of deaths. So she's got some money, but basically for nobility, the von Riefensteins are on the verge of being unlanded aristocracy. As you know, many aristocrats were in this day and age. Was there anything else that you were kind of trying to gain from that?
Just to basically see if it felt at all familiar along the lines of like technocrat.
You don't think so? So the Vaughn. Well, speaking of which, Darcy, I have Braun's sheet right here. It's in my book.
You made one for him?
Yeah.
Oh, can you send it to me? Because I didn't ever make one.
Yeah. Also, his name was originally spelled B-R-O-N, not Brian.
Not on my survey. Not on my survey. So that must be your typo. That's not my survey. Brian is specifically Celtic god. So
it's Braun. But there you go. I don't think I picked his background, but there you go. Enjoy. I didn't realize that was there. He has the advantage of. No, the von Riefensteins are not technocratic. We're not surrounded on all angles, thankfully. And that, does anyone do anything else through the remainder of the meal? When the meal ends, you spend about an hour and a half there, and that's about the point that the storm starts forming. The train holds up to it well, but there is an absolute torrent of wind and rain that starts spattering the side of the train. Yes, Darcy.
So I think at some point through the meal, sorry, I was hitting into that message. Darcy would have snuck off to the bathroom and then tried to sneak back.
Which I think you might want some more time to do this. To infuse this. This might be a longer ritual than just doing it in the bathroom. Especially because you're going to be seeing her over the course of like a week. So you've got some time to do this.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know if it'd be very obvious that it got lost. So I did quick casting, but
Nah, you want this thing to work, but if you want to counter pull, you're going to need some more successes.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no plan.
I get a sneaking suspicion she might not mind terribly much if someone borrows it for a bit, as soon as she wants it to drink it.
Yeah, probably
But
doesn't taste
what do
very
I know?
It's just a bottle of Buckley's. It's horrible, but it works.
That's what'll be after Darcy deals with it.
Oh, okay. Alright. The train rocks back.
Spot, please.
9 o'clock, as the storm hits full, there's going to be a knock at your door.
Expecting anyone? Josephine saying that out loud to Evelyn.
So. Well, Evelyn will please get up then and see what is
Opening the door in front of you, you can see that there's a tall man standing there, long black hair braided down the side of his neck. It's Henry Matthew. Doctor, is this a bad time?
what's your goal? It's Henry.
I said
Say
I-
over to Josephine.
Skeleton. I said I would come by later to speak with you on the matter.
Yes.
I did not realize that you did not all have your own accommodations.
Do you want me to leave, Evelyn, or do you want to chaperone?
I think I'm capable.
So, Josephine, are you heading out, or?
If they make room for me to leave through the door, which is the only way out of town, it's
Evelyn will stand to the side.
And yes, Josephine will leave and go like knock on the other carriage. Guess what's happening?
So, I guess we're gonna smash cut over there, as Darcy returned. So, we're gonna rewind time a bit as they got to the room, and Bran is going to sleepily look up from the desk. We look what they dragged in.
Oh God.
How was dinner, Darcy? Oh, you smell like whiskey and beef.
Let me just grab Clementine real quick. That's gonna kind of usher, I'm guessing the dog's probably sleeping or something.
Darcy's go.
Yeah, she's gonna usher him out. Because I'm like, food things, let's not get the dog riled up. It's gonna start taking him out to go on, like, wander back up and down the train and get him some food.
Sounds good.
Darcy will like take a tin out from the carton and crack it.
He wakes up immediately, his ears shooting up like rockets. That's the most heavy voice in the world.
I know, and I've got 10 of them.
10
Cans, yes. Tins.
tins.
Yeah, don't go eating them all at once, otherwise you make yourself sick, and I'm not dealing with that.
I would never do such a thing. I am a proper gentleman.
One per day. We're going to ration it.
Hey, put it on the ground, somewhere.
Puts it on the ground.
He's going to start snarfing through it. His rough tongues shearing through the anchovies like a knife. And as he's in the middle of this, you're going to hear a banging on the door.
Come in. Doors will open up the door.
Josephine just surmising. Evelyn kicked me out of our carriage.
What is she doing in there?
Henry stopped by.
Oh, who is she doing in there? Is the real question. Brings Josephine in and closes the door.
And he's going to go back to eating.
I've got Brian. Sorry, he's very happy. I can feel it through the bones. I don't think I've ever Yes, 100% glass to the door.
Next question, are you using forces to make that work?
Forces, 100%. Yep.
Oh my
And
god.
Evelyn
Alright.
knows full well there is no actual privacy here. We're just doing it for Henry's sake.
Alright,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you guys,
Forces roll or?
yeah, go ahead and give me a forces roll, difficulty of 3, because it's dorky and I'm gonna let it happen.
The streets are buzzing about the valley. Heard about the breakups.
Putting a restraining order issue.
I don't want this to be my life anymore.
Now see how it really went down.
This divorce has been very nasty.
Now the suburban saga continues.
Hey, we need to catch a guy like that.
With nonstop bombshells and betrayals.
Tell me the tea, please. When Jason goes out, he takes his wedding ring off. I'm the mother of your child! Why can't we just go to one nice place and not cause a scene?
The Valley, Tuesday at 9 on Bravo.
Step into a world of endless possibilities where you can be anything you imagine. And soon you'll come to realize that you belong here.
With you, yes, with some of the situations presently, no. And that's why I wanted to come and speak with you. First and foremost. There are many things I want to speak to you of tonight. But I would like to start with something that is not. I would like to start with the strange one. Your friend, Darcy. What is her intention with my sap?
I don't know if she's quite aware of what her intention might be. But she certainly wouldn't keep flirting with him like this, I don't think. She wasn't at least interested.
It is maddening to watch. It is like watching a dog chase a train. The dog will not know what to do if it catches the train, but yet it keeps chasing.
If Sam ever does figure out what he's thinking, a word of warning is that she's had some bad experiences recently with men.
This makes sense. The two of them are well suited for one another in that regard.
They're very similar.
Sam,
I'm imagining we're hearing a little footstop from the other room too at this point.
No, Josephine is like tackling Darcy to not make Darcy do anything.
there are many similarities between them. It is unfortunate. I do not know what type of difficulties Darcy has faced with men, but Sam is still healing. We have been friends for almost 8 years. Since he began his foolhardy adventures out west. I have had to keep his
She passed away. Yes. I have come to terms with it. I know where her soul walks. I have no illusions of I have no illusions of where we go when it is over. I have no fear of that. Sam is not so lucky. He is an agnostic. He is a good friend. He is my brother in many ways. He is very fragile. And I will be very angered if your friend hurts him.
If she does, it won't be deliberate. But eventually through miscommunication, I have a feeling they both have the ability to do it. Each other.
I don't think that they have a different way of speaking with each other, aside from miscommunication.
Not wrong. It is very painful.
Perhaps they will find a
Though I
singular
will also
language.
tentative that if Sam is not careful, you will have all very pissed off.
Perhaps we should play matchmaker. Rip the bandage off.
What do you think Cleveland or would actually work? I think they kill each other.
There may be blood, but I am not certain if it would be marital or
I feel like it might be a bit more than that. I think if I cut out looking like they had a prize fight since they've already had one.
it has been a long time since Sam has had a prize fight. I think it would be a much shorter fight.
Last one. Darcy?
I was speaking in euphemism.
I don't know. Most of the options, I don't necessarily know if they work very well. Getting them drunk and I just not remember.
That already happened. I was chaperoning. That was perhaps the closest they came.
I'm trying to think if there's anything we could put in that tea. Just to like chill them out, like mellow, relax, so they're not quite so argumentative. We could ask Chastity. She might help. She's quite good at that sort of thing.
Good. We should do so. Then we're in agreement that they are ridiculous.
Yes.
And that your friend Darcy's intentions are innocent, if somewhat ignorant.
Yes.
Good. Then I apologize for coming here to speak to you about another woman. If you would like to call Josephine in as a chaperone again, I would like to turn our conversation toward different matters. Now, when he walked in, he had his jacket over his arm and set it down on the couch that he's sitting on. I was able to find you these before we
Flowers, please know that I intend to reciprocate courtship. If you would be interested.
She's very conflicted in this moment. She is still married.
Did I misread? I noticed that you hesitate.
No. But you know, so bad. That's. I don't know if he still survives, but I.
Do you appreciate this man?
He used to be. I can't forget what he's done.
You white people do things very strangely. I've always thought so. The DNA always thought so. Where I come from, you have all of them bound. DNA, women are responsible for deciding whether a marriage should end primarily. Were you from my people, you would have simply gathered this man's things and left them outside of your door. A clear sign that he should be sawed off.
A much more practical way of doing things.
Women own the land. Women own the housing. Women are in command. I know that you are not of the people. If you say that it is over, where I come from, that means that it is over. And I have no hesitations or concerns on my behalf. If you would not mind, perhaps we start this off with a kiss.
She'll hold out a hand for him then and take a bit of a lead on that.
Okay. He's going to hold your hand, kiss the back of it, and then raise his rough, calloused hands to your cheek, and we will fade to black on what is occurring in that room. Which you guys are still listening in on the other room.
Yep, Darcy and Josephine just to the door. Josephine stops once they stop talking about Darcy.
I also love the idea of Chastity coming back and opening the door into the old room and seeing Darcy and
Oh, we're going to be there in just a second. Meanwhile, as all of this is transpiring, back between the cars, you are walking your dog around back and forth, trying to get it to finish its daily tasks. And as you take Clementine back and forth, please make me a perception and alertness roll.
Alright, perception and alertness, okay. Difficulty?
Difficulty of 6.
Okay. That is 4 successes. Damn, I should have like this more often.
As you are walking back and forth up the hallway, trying to find a good place for your dog to lose themselves in the moment. Probably, are you carrying like some broad paper or anything like that? For it to
Yeah, I think
go
she
on?
probably consulted with someone on like one of the staff. Probably will direct her to where what the best way to do is.
Probably
I know
put
she
some
got
broadsheets
the
down.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be sourcing food for it too, so.
You are going to be passing back and forth, looking for something. As you do so, you are going to find yourself in the second-class sleeping car, going up and down the rows. And that is when you are going to notice that one of the doors has, and all of these doors are brand new, but this one, toward the end of the row, is scratched up around the door, like the keyhole. And on the
Well,
inside,
perhaps some, crimes or something.
and as you're glancing down, you're going to hear the sound of something break inside of the room. A vase is knocked over.
I'm gonna close down and kind of try to do some like quieter steps or like we'll have to do with the dog, but we're gonna try it.
Okay? The dog is going to look up at you and raise its hackle slightly, but not growl.
Is the light on in the room or is it dark?
There is a light on in the room. Well, no. There's a light up to the door for just a minute as you pass by. But someone has some type of lantern or flashlight. What's the flashlight effect? Now you know that.
I figure if there's like a convenient like corner like around the edge or something that she can go to like make it look like she's minding her own business, but if the person opens the door and leaves, she can kind of get a glance at them.
Alright, that sounds good. Make me a dex and stealth roll.
What is my difficulty?
Difficulty of, with the dog, 7.
Okay. 2 successes. Oh my god. Thank goodness.
Alright, 2 successes. You are going to be hiding around the corner. And that beats my 1 success. There's going to be a bit of banging. And then the door is going to slide open. And someone dressed in dark clothes with the lapels pulled up around their shoulders is going to depart and rush forward and train toward your sleeping cars. Can you make me a perception and alertness roll to get a sense of them?
Like difficulty?
Difficulty on this, I'm going to be making a stealth roll to hide my appearance, so it's going to be difficulty 6, but it's going to be contested. I will spend a
I got 3
willpower on this.
successes. I spent okay, I got three successes, and can I? This is probably difficult to do, but if I at least see their figure or can perceive them, can I like identify their mind pattern or like put a tag on them mentally or
Yeah, go ahead.
primarily or something?
Make me
in our sleeping car.
Yes, they do not bother to shut the door behind them as they rush out in a hurry.
No, just a quick mental note of which room it is.
Okay, sounds good.
And you'll make sure there's not like a body line on the floor.
There is not. So the room that he just rushed out of was go. Was room 7 of this car. Do you want to peek into that room?
Very quickly. Like, she's going to glance in to make sure there's a person there, which is going to be a problem.
Make me a wits and investigation.
Okay, difficulty?
Difficulty of 7 because the room is dark now.
Okay. Well, that's no success because the 1 took away my success.
Okay, sounds good. The room is too dark to really notice anything, but there's no body. It looks like a men's room though, and the room quite tossed. Your dog is going to sniff and his hackles are going to raise, and the Clementine is going to pull, trying to get the hell away from here. Something's bothering him.
And that's a good sign that we're going to head back to our rooms because that's weird.
Okay. Alright. With the rain shaking, well, the windows of the train, you head back in and are going to have the weirdest, like, you guys will never believe kind of thought as you open the door and see that Josephine and Darcy, Darcy looking as red as her hair, are pressing their ears against the wall, listening to the other dog room.
What are you two doing? I feel like Clementine's probably going to like do something stupid, like jump up and try and tackle one of them or both of them. Like, excited dog things.
Clementine is going to go after the tin of open anchovies, and there's going to be a race around the room with Moran in Scottish angry cat.
And probably a lot of like some crying. My cat's a Scot.
I've always portrayed him with a Scottish accent, but
I know.
I can switch to Irish. He came out wrong.
Yeah, Sean Connery, but he can come out Scot, but he can be from like he can be a Scottish from Irish.
Well, Sean Connery played an Egyptian who was a Spaniard.
That's true.
Egyptian Spaniard.
Yeah. No, I like it. I specifically chose the Sean Connery accent for him, so I like that accent.
You're away from me, you bloody dog. Give me my anchovies.
What? Right.
What?
What? I have so many questions.
Just
on the slightest. I did get us into their mind though.
Oh, and what was that?
Fearful.
So
Aggressive.
what you're saying is we shouldn't leave our rooms without a guard of some sort?
Yeah, well, I know, any.
And just potentially boosting.
Maybe be careful. I'll be trying to keep an eye out to see if I can identify them. I mean, if they're not going near us, I don't really care. But
Was it
they're looking
first
rooting
calls
for people's
or
rooms.
second calls?
It was car 7? Room 7. Room 7. I don't remember which car room 7 is it.
It's the next one,
Okay,
the next
so
car.
Okay, yeah, so next car. It would have passed by here. But,
You were listening a little too intently to notice at that point.
We wouldn't know at what point because we were listening to it intently.
It's true.
We just didn't hear anything. So it was.
In Prince Albert car. So in the sleeper cars.
In the Albert car. And the 7th room.
No, there's only 6 in your car. There are 12 in the next one. Or 16.
the rooms are smaller over there.
They are much smaller. Are you?
Okay, you mean, sorry, when you're saying next car, I'm looking at the thing and going, dining car is the next car beside us. So that's where I got confused. We're talking about the next car.
I mean, either way, that can be what they're seeing first either. It's like, oh no, other way. Yeah.
So, sorry, so someone's sitting in the next car beside us, so we should be more concerned, or is it farther down the train?
Well, next. Sleeping car.
The double sleepers.
Okay.
Are we talking about the thing I stole?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Because that's what I had to go in the first place, was the second class sleeper cars.
You have to know what room.
Power, precision, progress. This is strength reinvented. With cutting-edge AI, your workouts become smarter, more efficient, and results-driven. Let AI take your strength to the next level.
And I don't think you know how to pick locks, do you?
I don't have to answer that, do I?
Well, I mean, there was evidence that someone had picked the lock, so I'm guessing whoever was in there was in there. It wasn't you. So why is someone else trying to break into room 7?
That's a great question for you to ask. But as you ask that, we're going to transition it back through the wall of the car into the next room. And inside of the Black Suite, Evelyn, the thrill of the kiss and the emotions and all of the freedom that you feel, mixed with the sour stomach feeling of the dissolution of your marriage with James, sit with you for just a moment. You lock eyes with this beautiful man with his deep brown eyes. He is so close that you can feel the heat radiating off his chest. He
past those delectable eyelashes, says, Evelyn, what in the name of all that is holy is that? He says, as you look over your shoulder and see Marrow Taster peeking out from behind the pillow on the bed. And I think that's where we're going to call game.
I was wondering if that was going to happen.
Well, you said you needed a guard for the room. He's here to guard your virtue. Cock-blocked by
He's
Marrow Taster.
married. I was gonna say what virtue?
That's fair. That's fair. Your renewed virtue? Your renewed virtue.
It doesn't come back. No, you just have a lot
Is this
more
like a
freedom.
subscription?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can use a life spell.
Virtue
I actually have pretty
subscription?
virtue subscription.
Why would
I
you want to?
I hate that I have.
It's true.
I have the. You do get screwed by that. I have the basic virtue. Like I still get ads. You need virtue plus. Then you just don't get ads. Hey folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Mason's Sense of Victorian Age. I hope you had fun with this one. We're gonna be back in 2 weeks with another episode, but it's gonna be on Wednesday, like normal. So I hope you sit down and enjoy that. A big thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Patreon is, of course, the best way to support this channel because this is a labor of love and a full-time gig. So if you want to see this game continue to grow and prosper, join the Patreon. If you want to see the brand new Mage game that we are running, join the Patreon. It's about the same price as a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And you know what? You go straight to me so I can drink that coffee. Cheers. But also things like a rent for my car. So please consider joining the Patreon. It does help keep the stream alive. A big thank you to everybody who does that, by the way. Like our amazing Patreons, the Divine Producers, as well as Shotgun Dave Vermillion, our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Noot, our monster makers, Soul Omen and Luru, and our High Council, Taryn, Amberthus, Raven with Baubles, the entity known as Chef Aladdin, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Jen, Grumpy Owl, Lost Hero, and Nihilus. You guys are all amazing, as is everybody else on the Patreon. Only 2 more weeks until Mage Dominion begins. And I'm not freaking out, you're freaking out. But it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, as is everything else that you can see on Northrails. Plus a bunch of new stuff that I'm working on for the Patreon primarily. Also, we'll be back tomorrow night with another episode of Keys from the Golden Vault, ran by Asterix, the YouTuber, who's including our little run through his episode of Golden Vault. Tuesdays, the Shards of Nern, and then Wednesday night, we're doing some back-end work off stream, so there's no Transylvania Chronicles this week, because we are doing some discussions about the other Mage the Ascension game that's hitting our Patreon. That's right, folks. You get 3 of them this year on top of this one. That's a lot of Mage. And with that, see you next time. Good night, everybody.
How much XP do we get?
Give 5. Suck it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Become Meredith's grandma. Great-grandma.
I just don't see that happening because she doesn't actually like. Yeah, I don't know. It would take a lot of weird circumstances for that to happen.
Yeah, you already have. You need to have the relationship you already have. Like, you need to actually have it. It got taken away from you.
Yeah, she's pretty unhappy about that. Because she also wasn't even looking for a relationship in the first place. And I was like, well, Alex is a stranger.
More Mage, more serious.
And
More
also,
Mage,
she
more
doesn't tend to
serious.
actually sleep with the people that she, like she's a dom. She's not like,
Give him a sensual
let's have
massage.
sex.
Make him
She's more likely to pull out her riding crop and whip him. Like,
You know that a man that powerful with that much money totally has a submission king.
oh, absolutely. She's seen the type. She dealt with, I'm pretty sure there were politicians who showed up to the
Hey folks, we're gonna rate Dead Aussie Gamer because we love a good dag. Let's go do it. And yes, Chas, you pioneered the bin dump movement that later Robin's character would belong to in Beige Technocracy.
Nice.
Oh, she read the handbook that Chastity published. How to dominate a rich man 101. Like one. Alright, folks, we're gonna go. God damn it.
Type of opportunity.
Yeah, I figured as much.
From Sabina Marin.
I was about to say, would she be able to all the way up there?
I just need to find out if reactive strikes can. I want to know if reactive strikes can be.
Used with range.
Oh yeah, no, it can. Oh no. If you're using a melee, okay, not enough. So no, because she's armed with a crossbow, she can't at present. So as you move away, you manage to get away from the dragon, who is now entangled by your vines and your sap and all of that sort of stuff. So the dragon just sort of